Hi, I'm Norma T. Hollis, America's leading authentic voice doctor. And I'm so excited that it's finally time for me to share my story about how I became America's leading authentic voice doctor. And actually it starts at the age of 2 years old. I think that's even why I went into the field of early childhood development. You know, they call 2 years old the terrible twos because children oftentimes get so frustrated and act out, and parents have difficulty with them, not understanding them. And it's a time when children can really not communicate very well. They haven't learned the language that well. And I remember back at age 2, as a matter of fact, my memories go back to before my birth to this planet. And I remember being given a set of instructions about my purpose. I think we all kind of have that within us, that drive to some purpose that we can't quite identify, and we get lost along the way. And so mine at age 2 occurred in two ways. My father tells a story about how he was teaching me my name. And he would say to me, "Your name is Norma. What's your name?" And I'd always say my. He said, "No, not my name. What's your name? Your name is Norma. What's your name?" And I would constantly say my. And he would get frustrated, and I would get frustrated. And I'm frustrated because I'm realizing he's not getting it. Because I'm trying to tell him what they told me before I came. I don't have a language for it. And he's trying to indoctrinate me into the name that I'm supposed to have on the planet. And I finally gave up and said, okay, I guess I'm just Norma then. And so he was fine. Now, my mother tells a story about how my hair changed like overnight, from the very silky hair that we're often born with, and then it turned to the more difficult to comb kind of kinky hair that we often get as African Americans. And I tell the story that this was when I was having my terrible twos, my tantrums, if you will, because I wasn't understood. I couldn't tell them what was going on. It was probably the very first step moving me from what I call naked authenticity. Now, by naked authenticity, what I mean is that we're all born into this planet naked with the authentic gifts and talents that were given to us by God. And yet, as we go through our journey on the planet, we begin to lose some of these gifts. We get indoctrinated into the institutions and society and the different ways we're told we have to behave and perform. And not that some of it's not necessary, it is, because we're a huge society. But what happens is that we buy into so much of it, and it moves us away from the authentic path that we were born to follow. And that's what I've learned I'm here to do, and why I'm known as America's leading authentic voice doctor, because I help people connect more with their authentic voice and get back on the path that they were sent here to be on. It's such a joy to do that, and I'm really having a great time sharing how I got to that point. So next week I'm going to talk about the next phase, critical point in my life and my journey, and that occurred at the age of 8, very significant time in my life. I'm Norma T. Hollis, and I'll see you next week.